So you've got to glance back here because you're now wide open window, seeing the bank now approaching. And remember what I said, there's cars that swerve out the way, so you can kind of look at each other as if to say, what the fuck? And then suddenly, curve, right? No, I shouted curb. Yeah? So when I shout curb, it's like boom, and then bang, and then bang again.
Rock on that as well, like, yeah.
So let's lock this down. So your first thing is your curb. Boom.
Boom.
The second thing is Mr. Just got it. What the fuck was that?
Yeah, and then look there.
And then it's very quick. And then we're looking here, shitting it. How many beats until the actual impact?
2 beats.
2 beats? Oh, so it's that simple.
Boom. Look there.
Wicked. Alright.
Remember how fast he's supposed to be going, yeah? Yeah.
Alright.
Okay, shake towards shoot, guys, thank you. Okay, guys, good luck. In the hole. Lock it off, please, lock it off. And action.
The great thing about Paris is that he knows, obviously he wrote the script, he knows the script so well, back to front. You can pick a point, any point in it, and he'll never be confused. He's sort of like, oh, this is why, that's why, and he always gives you an answer if you want one.
You know what we do just now, it's the same kind of thing, just frantically digging and you know, and then suddenly...
And match it with a bit of that.
Yeah. I'm not, yeah, it's almost like you're not going to, you know...
There is a
suddenly...
You know, so we're on set and we haven't got time, obviously it's low budget, we're against the clock. And sometimes you do need a direct answer, and he always knows why you're doing X and Y. He's got, which is brilliant. So he has time to sort out the shots, to sort out where the camera is, and if we need it, he's very direct and he knows exactly what he wants, which is brilliant. It all looks very beautifully shot and beautifully lit, and when you look back, he seems to get it every time, and you know that's what we need, because obviously in 4 weeks to shoot a film like this is quite a short amount of time.
The honest truth, we weren't going to shoot in London because it's a nightmare shooting in London. Some people will say that's a bit unfair, but you know, for a British independent movie, it is pretty tough filming in London and getting all the permissions and stuff. We met up with a great bunch of people called Space 2. They actually look after this location in the city of London, which on Cheapside, and it's a fantastic bank, and it is going to get knocked down. So there was sort of this rush to get in this bank, get it shot, and get out.
Tell him to take his clothes off. Tell him to take his clothes off.
Take your clothes off!
There's hilarious characters there. They're so just working class lads, you know, doing a bank heist. It's got it all there, the Italian job, everything.
I feel very lucky actually to have landed the cast that I have. The casting process was sort of spread over 4 weeks. I saw just over 300 actors and actresses, and it was quite an experience.
First and foremost, you know, I got sent a script that, you know, Paris had written, and you know, and I loved it because, you know, there's been a lot of American takes on it, shall we say. I couldn't think of, you know, too many Brit ones. And I, you know, read the scripts, loved the script, thought it was great, you know, I thought it was very funny in places, you know, rang very true. You know, I've expected this sort of 6-foot-something South London, bald-headed monster ex-bank robber to walk in the room, but, you know, Paris came in, and, you know, it's very much his vision, and, you know, he's a great director.
He sent the script to me, you know, and said there's a role called Lucky and he'd like me to play it. I read the script and I was really impressed.
I love Paris. I think he's spot on. You know, he's for me he's the best kind of director because he's just so passionate, you know, and so on the ball with everything, you know. He wrote it and he's directing it, he's involved in every single shot, every single aspect of what we're doing, you know, and for me, it's one of the first things I noticed.
You're never really left in any doubt that the director knows where he is and what he wants and how he wants it to look, you know? And that's really helpful then, because you can get in there and you can concentrate on your performance.
Jumping out of the back of a van into a bank and screaming at everybody to get down on the floor, I mean, it's hard to find, it's hard to know. You don't want to be, you want to avoid all the cliches, because you've seen it more on television than you have experienced it, obviously. You don't want your point of reference to be other people that have done it on television. Do you see what I mean? You don't want that to be your point of reference. You've got to find it somewhere for real. And actually, I got a lot of the adrenaline you need and the power you need and the testosterone from the other guys.
But it's quite funny to watch, you know. You've got one actor doing press-ups in the corner, one actor sitting quietly thinking about it, you know. One actor, you know, jumping up and down, whatever it might be, you know. They're all very different.
I just tend to just drop into the character and just play the moment, really. So it's like a light switch, really, with me. You know, it's on and it's off. I think that's the best way I could describe it.
I think all along the movie, you know, I think if you was to watch the rushes and you watch a different character every time, there's very different journeys going along. Although they're all part of the same scene, there's always sort of 6 very different journeys going on, you know.
Yeah, I think the script's a really good script. It's clever. And also I think that the characters are very rounded. I mean, when you get scripts like that fly past you, you know what I mean, you've got to try and catch them.
It's a heist film, you know, through and through, but there's all sorts leaking through. You know, Paris has done a great job with all the characters' stories throughout.
There's something unique about it, but there's something that isn't American. It is British, but again, it isn't what you would expect from a British movie either.
I remember we were like filming, and it's one of the first days at the bank. So I'm like, wow, where's this van? And I'm expecting this big monster, like, yeah, and it's like, it's that over there. And I was like, that piddly little thing. So, you know, the things like that, it's very, you know, it's bringing in the Englishness in a way, you know, and stuff like that. And yeah, you know, I'm happy, you know, so far so good.
It was such a refreshing, you know, you set up for one film, really. You think, oh, here we go again with this, you know, a lad's film, you know, football, this, that and that, and then all of a sudden it's a completely different film. And I really like that about it.
You know, obviously, I've never gone into a bank and robbed it. So without having any preconceptions or whatever, you know, you can plan a heist and, you know, meticulously, but when you're in there, you know, it's you in your head dealing with the situation. So in that, one hopes there's going to come originality. I think the fact that, you know, I think the look of it is going to be, you know, like, you know, it's going to look, for want of a better phrase, you know, $1 million.
It's just a fun movie. I think the movie's all in the edit, because we're all doing separate journeys, if you like. Because obviously I don't interact with a lot of the actors, only certain times. Most of it's, you know, silent or individually with the hostages and stuff. So it's I think it'd be interesting. It'd be really interesting.
Get away from the bank now! All right, stay calm. If you don't get back, I'll fucking kill you, you bastard! We don't want anybody hurt. Stay calm, all right? Stay calm. There's no problem.